What's happening to my subscribers again, man? So, man, this little trip that started way back last month, the All for Nothing tour, man, that thing is finally it ain't over yet because I'm making my way back. And I will say it ain't all for nothing no more because I didn't seen a lot, I didn't done a lot, I didn't grew a lot since the beginning, since I was complaining about, going and man, it's been a journey. It's crazy how much of a journey it's been, but I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went. Because when I started this journey, guess how many subscribers I had? I think I had about, probably about 60, 70, somewhere around there. But now I'm at like 220, man, and I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the feedback on every last one of my stories, man. I appreciate that because, like I said before, this is actually a form of therapy. It's actually a form of therapy, but it's also a form of giving back because I know people are learning from my experiences, and that's what's up. Because I think it's about they like, for example, when they say people live forever or they have eternal life, it ain't because they just not gonna die. It's because their spirit lives on through people and the stories and stuff. That's how a person has eternal life, by the deeds and things that he left behind, all that. But now, back to let's get to the story. So this story right here, man, this story right here is about extorting the police. Extorting the police. Extorting the police. So, anyhow, this is about, like, say, this was when I went to the hole. When I was fighting that attempted murder, man, when I got to the hole, the homies pulled a little politic move on me because my celly was a square, but I had tobacco, and they figured it out. So they like, you gotta move with the homies, blood. You gotta come over here, move with the homies, blood. I mean, blood. Your celly a civilian. But my celly was cool, man. He rocked with me. He was a non-affiliate. He rocked with me on the main line and everything. The homie Rudy from Sacramento, man, he rocked with me. But then I come to the hole. Now the homies want to politic on me. Because it's only about it was about like 4 homies. And they want to politic on me and make me move it over where they at so they can get action at the tobacco I had. And sure, I didn't find that play out till later. I laughed at it though. But anyhow, so I'm in the cell with Lil, formerly known as Lil Buff, but that's my partner Wayne. Anyhow, me and Wayne in the cell, man. It's summertime, man. We in there cooning, man. We get to know each other because we actually go back to Meadowview way back in the days. We both played football. We both ran the neighborhood. So, in a sense, it's kind of like deja vu because Buff hit the yard, right? Little Buff hit the little Buff. He hit the yard, right? And this motherfucker, we was going to chow. Nobody else went to chow, just me and him, right? So on the way back to chow, when we was leaving the chow hall, I was like, hey, where you going? I said, come to the pill call line with me because I was going to get some medication. I forget what kind of medication it was. Some heat, man, I don't know. But anyhow, I tell him, man, come post up with me. He said, I'm dirty. I said, me dirty? I said, what you mean you dirty? He said, I'm dirty, and showed me his knife. I'm like, man. I said, man, you better put that motherfucker up between the yeeks or something like that. He was like, I'm good, I got it. Man, I went to the pill call line because outside the pill call line is right outside the chow hall, and then you got to walk around the track to your building. So I came out the chow hall and made my beeline to the pill call line. Man, I would say not even 4 minutes later, I heard yard down. I look over yard down, and Wayne about 5'4", but he hella fat. He's just 5'4". Man, I heard yard down. Man, I looked over in front of the building because when you go back into the buildings, when I look up, I hear yard down. When I look up, man, and this motherfucking Wayne. ass. They didn't pat it, Wayne, because they pat you down before you go back to the buildings on them level 4s after you leave breakfast and dinner. They patting your ass down because a lot of transactions and things be happening during chow. So they hope to catch your ass slipping. Catch you with a phone, whatever. So anyhow, man, they walk Wayne across the yard, and I'm looking at him. I'm on the ground looking up at him like, you stupid motherfucker. Man, I told you. So anyhow, I catch the attempted murder, right? When I catch the attempted murder and they send me to the hole, I catch my non-affiliate, Selly, he rocked with me. So I'm thinking, it's me and him back here in the hole, man. He got tobacco, I got tobacco, we cool. And then the homies politicked on me and made me move with Wayne, which wasn't bad. But I felt like I left my Selly, like I felt like I left him out in the cold. Because he had never been to the hole, and I had never been to the hole either. So this is our first experience. Side note. When they came to the cell with me and my non-affiliate Sally, man, they came because when you first get to the hole, they come and give you your paperwork and everything, your DA referral and all that. If it's serious enough, you're gonna get a DA referral. Man, they come to the motherfucking cell. They point at my celly. They like. Cause I'm thinking in my mind, shit, I didn't stab this nigga. I ain't got no motherfucking attempted murder. Shit, man, they tripping. Man, the police come to the door that gives us our 115s. He like, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Talking about my celly, and then he point at me. He like, but you got something to worry about, cause you got a release date, and they coming for that, man. And my whole, man, the blood, if you could see blood leave my face, it just left. And I was like, I went and had a little cry, shook that shit off. Then all of a sudden, anger came. And I'm flashing at my celly. I'm like, motherfucker. I said, did you stab that nigga? I said, man, why the fuck y'all did that? Y'all didn't drug me in this shit, man. Fuck. He was like, man, I swear, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And on top of this, in the midst of this argument, he didn't put the tobacco up in the suitcase, and this shit ain't coming out. He done took about 3 shits, and the tobacco ain't came up out of him. So I'm thinking he didn't accidentally shit the shit out and flushed it anyway. But that's just a side note. Okay, so back to the thing. So anyhow, man, me and this nigga Buff, we smoking tobacco, choo-choo train, we blowing. But anyhow, we run out. So here's where extorting the police come into play. As said, there's a lock outside your door. There's a lock because they feed you through the tray slide. They open your tray slide, hand you your tray, slap it back closed, put the lock on it. So this particular night, me and Wayne, we realized that the lock is not locked. And on top of it not being locked, the lock is upside down. It's upside down. I said, blood, look. Man, he came and looked. I hit the tray slide. Pow, from the inside. Man, that lock fell. Man, we scooped the lock in, right? So, next thing you know, the police come walking around because they got to do final count. They gotta do count, make sure every door is locked and all that. The police come by. He a little Mexican dude. He comes by like this. He goes, "Where's y'all lock at?" I said, "What lock? What you talking about?" He said, "Come on, guys. Where's the lock at, man? Come on, guys." I said, "I don't know what you talking about. What fucking lock? What lock? You the police. You outside the door. You tell me where the lock is." He said, "Come on, man, what's it gonna take?" What you know, this little motherfucker waiting to come up to the door. He goes, the sign for the cigarette. He goes, so dude says, "Man, I'll see what I can do, man. I'll see what I can do." I came from behind Wendy. I said, "That ain't good enough. That ain't good enough. Get your motherfucker, get me somebody." No, I said, "Get me somebody who can get me some results. Cause you ain't getting them." He said, "Come on." Oh yeah, so I forgot. When we fished the lock up, when we got the lock in the cell, we hollered up to the homies, and then in ASEG or any building, this how you get over the tier. How you fish from the top tier to the bottom. You got to take an envelope, and then you put a hole in your envelope at the end, and you tie some string in it. And then when you slide it under your door, it'll, it's a flat paper, so it's gonna catch air. When you slide it out your door, it's gonna float up and go over the tier. It's gonna go through the rails and down on the ground. And then from the ground, we throw our line out and attach to it. So when we got the lock, man, we sent the homie in Swahili. We say shapu shapu, shapu shapu, mimi mstari. Mimi mstari. That's send me your line in Swahili. So shapu shapu is hurry in Swahili. So shapu shapu, mimi mstari, mimi mstari. So next thing you know, when they send a line over the tier, because you have to speak Swahili in that seg, because people, other races, you don't want them to know what you're talking about. But it got to the point where they Norteños understand Swahili, even some white boys understand Swahili, so they don't really speak it no more. But they send a line over the tier, and we connect, bam, and we fished the hook, the lock back up. So if they did run in a cell to try to get this master lock, then it ain't gonna be up in there. So when the one police tried to come, he told us he'd give us a couple of cigarettes. We was like, fuck that, hell no. We don't want no motherfuckers 1-2 cigarettes. So when dude realized we wasn't negotiating with him no further, then so he went and got his sergeant. Now the sergeant was a big old cool white dude. He was cool in the motherfucker. He come to the door, he said, all right, man, you got me by the balls, man. You got me by the balls, man. What's it gonna take, man? I said, we need a pack of humps tomorrow. He said, a pack of humps tomorrow? He said, man, you got my word, man. You got my word. Me and Waddy looked at each other like, man, he really waited for that. I said, all right. I got your word? He said, I got your word. I said, look, you got to go out the pod, man. You got to go out the pod, and then once you come back in 10 minutes, and the lock will be right there under the door. Man, he left, and then we sent the line. I hollered up in Swahili and told him to send it back down. So the envelope comes over the tier. We hook up, and we pull the line back down. When the sergeant came back to the door, that lock was right there on the ground. So the next day, me and Wayne, we keep talking about what we gonna do with these cigarettes when they come. He's like, what you gonna do with your half? I don't know. I think I'm about to sell me some for some soups, some cookies, and some shit like that, and I'm gonna smoke the rest. We all plotting on what we gonna do. We don't even know if it's about to go down. Man, what you know, that motherfucking sergeant came the next day, slid them motherfucking humps under the door. We was like, we on. We broke bread with the homies upstairs, and shit, we smoked our lungs away. I ain't smoked humps since, but that's what happened. But yeah, once again, I appreciate y'all subscribers, and I appreciate you listening to this story, man. I had to pull over because I was on the way from, I'm in motherfucking Arkansas right now. Again, the same motherfucking place I got pulled over, but I'm in Arkansas on my way back home. On the All for Nothing tour is now All for Something. Dirty Weather, gone. Free Lil Wayne and free Rudy. And free all the rest of the homies that's in the struggle. Dirty Weather, gone.